Have Adam Gilbert here, who is joining us from the Construction Association of Nova Scotia as a program lead for the Building Futures for Youth program. So, the goal of Building Futures for Youth is to allow students to explore a career in the construction industry and to connect employers with their future workforce. Students agree to work for the employer in exchange for supervised on the job training and experience, along with the opportunity to participate in class technical training as part of the apprenticeship program requirements. So, for completing all aspects of the BFY program, students will earn 3 high school co op credits and 300 hours of apprenticeship practical credit, which is very exciting. But I will defer to Adam to tell us more about this awesome program.
Yeah, so my name's Adam Gilbert. I'm with the Construction Association of Nova Scotia, and I'm fortunate enough to be a program lead for this great program called Building Futures for Youth. Yeah, the program is designed for grade 10 and 11 students. Often the students that we have taken part in this program have gone through the options and opportunities route in high school. They've likely done a skilled trades course already in grade 10, usually been out for a co-op placement. And so kind of are already thinking, yeah, the skilled trades is where I want to go for my career. And they apply to this program. The process starts in the fall. We go around, we do presentations. The students submit their applications, we interview everybody. Yeah, and then if they're accepted, we take their interest areas and we go out and try to find them a job for the summer, so they can kind of get a feel for, if they've already done a placement, we'll say in carpentry or in HVAC. Well, this is their
Mhm.
opportunity to go out and really be like hands-on, on-site every single day, seeing what it would be like if it was their career.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool, I gotta say.
How long have
Uh,
you been working with the program?
so I'm just entering my third summer.
Nice.
So I started, yeah, so a few years ago. And kind of to, some of the points that you mentioned. So um, when I started in this role, it was new to me. Um, I hadn't been aware that it existed prior to getting into it, to be honest with you. My background is I did an education degree originally, and so I was teaching for a little while. It wasn't quite the right fit for me. This opportunity came up with the Construction Association of Nova Scotia. I applied for it, and yeah, I got into it. And like I said, this is the third summer. The time has absolutely like flown by. Um, Along the way, like I had never done anything formally in the trades, but when I was younger, in my early 20s, I did a couple of years working for a guy who he framed houses. So I did some like basic carpentry work, some labor work. Um, so the combination of those two things, having been familiar with the school system, and then you know being around construction sites for about a year and a half, kind of lended itself nicely where you had like an understanding of where the students were coming from. And although I don't have like an in-depth knowledge of any particular trade, familiar enough with it, you can kind of like help them get prepared for what to expect when they go out there. Yeah, and just kind of moving along, I would say like
Absolutely.
for me in my role, um, so like I said, I had a background in education. What it looks like now, so a typical work day or a work week for me, it really varies depending on the time of year. It's something that I really like about the job. So if it was, we kind of follow the school year. So if it was September or
Okay.
October, I would likely be in school somewhere in the mainland portion of Nova Scotia, speaking to them about building futures for youth, the benefits, what students need to do to apply. Um, then as we move into closer to Christmas, that's the application deadline when the students would need to submit a resume and a cover letter. So we're assisting students with that type of thing. If they need any assistance, we have stuff on our website. We have videos that we can send out. We always make sure If anybody needs assistance with the application process, we'll do whatever we can to make sure that that application is able to be submitted. And then as we move into the spring and into the summer, we interview all the students before they get selected. And yeah, and then actually right now, so like the last few weeks, I've been on the road. All our students go to the NSCC for 6 days of training before they actually start their work placements. So I've been all over the province doing orientation training with our students. We have some absolutely phenomenal students this year, like we do every year. We're fortunate to work with some incredible young people who do the program. And now for the rest of the spring and into the summer, my role will be a combination of working with host employers to find placements for these students, and then also going out to those different work sites, seeing some of the things that are being done, visiting with host employers, visiting with students, and kind of just helping everybody through the process. We always kind of think of it as when students do BFY, they're
Mhm.
selected because they have the skill set and the personality and the character traits that we're looking for to do it. But at the same time, we recognize that it's a pretty big step to go from having done a co-op to all of a sudden you're just,
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, you're out working in construction. So we got a whole team of people, a supervising teacher, myself, mentors on all the work sites who kind of like create wraparound supports for the students. We always say it's finding that balance where like it should be challenging enough that it pushes you outside your comfort zone so you're able to learn new
Mhm.
things, develop new skills, but also when it gets to be a little bit challenging, or if you're having anything that you find complicated on the day to day, you're not expected to have to figure that out entirely on your own. Our team is there to kind of help you with that, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, of course. As you're learning, it's good to problem solve and think about it, but to have that backup when you're so new. So, how can students get involved?
Yeah. So if you are seeing this and you're a student and you're interested, which hopefully you are, the best way to get involved, if you go to our website, it's buildingfutures.ca. Or if
Mhm.
you went to any search engine or web browser and you just typed in "Building Futures for Youth," it would bring you to our site. Um, all the information that you're going to need is there. Again, we kind of follow the school year, so the application process begins in September or October. Um, a lot of the schools that we work with, the teachers are really familiar with the program. So if a student was in the O2 program, or even if they weren't, if they were able to find a co-op teacher, a skilled trades teacher, um, one of those folks would, in all likelihood, be familiar with the program already. But if not, like I said, that website is going to give you everything that you need to know.
That is perfect. Thank you so much. And I know you mentioned the grades. So, is there a specific age limit, or is it just if you're in grade 10 or 11, that's fine?
Yeah, so I guess really it is best for grade 11 students. If you're in
Okay.
grade 10, you can also apply. I only say that just because we found, even in the short time that I've been doing it, the interest in the program has really like taken off. To kind of put in perspective, the first summer I did this, we had 65 students go out to work. Last year we had 81, and this year we have 100. Um,
Wow.
so although some of the students that take part are in grade 10, just because of like the number of applicants that we get, often it's grade 11s who will end up being selected for the program. Um, However, we always encourage if a grade 10 student is interested, we encourage them to apply because there's you get a really great experience just putting that resume together, your cover letter, you do the interview. So a lot of positive life and employment skills come along just with taking part in the application.
Absolutely. It's those transferable skills in there, Shannon. Um, so, is it just in HRM, or can they go anywhere in the province?
We cover every inch and corner of this province. So
Amazing.
everywhere from Shetty Camp to Glace Bay to Port Hood, Digby, Island Consolidated School.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite parts of the program. It does mean that it's sometimes a lot of time on the road. And I will definitely say I've gotten to work sites where even like GPS is like, I'm not really sure where we're going right now, man. But it's at the same time that's incredible because you get to see. I've seen places that I normally wouldn't have seen. I mean, some of the
Mhm.
projects taking place in the province right now are just like astounding. The innovation that's happening, the demand for people. But yeah, so no matter where you are in Nova Scotia, you can apply for this program.
That is awesome. And I'm not sure if I'm just remembering from Tanya's presentation or if you already mentioned it, but is this paid, correct?
Oh, yep, yep. Yeah, so absolutely. So you get paid. Um, you get all kinds of co-op credit hours for high school. If you decide to go to the NSCC, we give out scholarships every single year. So there's 4 scholarships.
Amazing.
The only eligible people are those who have completed BFY in that particular year. Um, and then you also do earn those youth apprenticeship hours. So if you decide to take part in an apprenticeship later on, you can take the hours that you earn during this and apply to that first block of training.
Today we have Tanya Reddick from Construction Association of Nova Scotia, and she is the program lead for the Building Futures for Youth. So thank you for joining us here today.
Hoping to learn more about a little bit more about both the Construction Association of Nova Scotia and the work that you're doing with the Building Futures for Youth initiative.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Could you tell us a little bit about both yourself and the Building Initiative or the Building Futures for Youth initiative?
Yeah, for sure. I am a graduate of St. Mary's University, where I have a business management degree or Bachelor of Commerce degree with a major in management. Um, I have worked with property management for about 20 years now. And then I just decided it was time for a change and jumped into an open opportunity here at Construction Association. I came here almost 6 years now. When I started, I was with the projects department. So we looked at all of the public projects that were going on around the Atlantic provinces and post them to our website to make them easy and accessible for our members. And then about 2 years ago, a position came open within our organization as the program lead for the Building Futures for Youth program. And the BFY program is an amazing program that gives youth in high school an opportunity to explore careers in the construction trades through paid summer work. So it's a little bit better than a co-op situation because you get paid while you learn some skill and experience. It's basically a year-long process from the time that you apply to the program to the time that you go out onto the work site in July and August. It is a vigorous application process. There's an online application. We accept resumes and references, as well as cover letters. And then there is an interview with a panel that students get to experience. So a lot of interesting and very valuable things that youth get to experience early on in the stages. And then they get a chance to explore an interest in the construction trades. So when we pair the students up with their host employer, it's based on whatever they tell us their interest in the trades are. So if someone is, just interested in a career possibly in electrical, we'll pair them up with a Red Seal electrician. They'll go to work for 5 to 7 weeks over the summer with them. It's 200 hours of paid employment. and they'll gain not only wages, but valuable skills that they can take into their future. They also get co-op credits from their high school. So that enables them to be eligible to graduate a little bit earlier, like January rather than June. And they also get 300 apprenticeship credits. So these credits can be applied to any trade that the students may go into after they finish high school. So if, for example, a student was in the program, they were interested in electrical, and then when they got out of high school, they decided they were interested in being a chef. Those 300 credits that they got while they were in high school can still be applied, even though it is a different trade. So they're interchangeable. And there are also scholarships that Building Futures for Youth graduates are eligible for at NSCC, should they choose to go down that path.
What an amazing opportunity for you that just goes, so just let me recap for a minute. So they can apply in high school. What grade?
Grade 10 and 11.
Okay, so in grade 10 and 11, they can apply.
Yeah.
They go through a process. They can have a paid summer job. They can then use those references, that time, that experience to apply to NSCC, take those credit hours with them, and potentially get a scholarship.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I feel like if you're a kid who's interested in working in the building sector in any way, shape, or form, this is like a no-brainer.
It absolutely is. And it's literally based on an interest that they may have. So it doesn't take much for them to get into it, just showing the interest, and, maybe they're the type of folks that like to do stuff around the house, small repairs, or they like to get their hands into things in the garage or things like that. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to explore. And those skills and experience they can put on their resume, right? And
Yes,
take
we were
that
talking
forward.
earlier today about transferable skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. So we're heading into a summer season now. Can you give us some examples of things that youth in Nova Scotia are heading out to do this year?
Absolutely. So before we send them out onto the work sites, we send them off to NSCC for safety training. They do get 2 certifications in fall protection and hazard identification and control. And some of the interests that they have are welding, painting and decorating. So I'm connecting with host employers in their region. Generally, we don't like them to have to travel more than 20, 25 minutes to get to work, because at that age, travel can be a bit of a challenge, right? So we take the time to make sure that it's a fit for both the student and the host employer. And then we arrange a time through a supervising teacher that is going to be with them throughout the summer process. They set up an orientation meeting, and then arrange the pay and how they're going to get paid, and what day they're going to start.
That's so exciting. And I love that it's really specific to where the youth who are interested are. It's really nice to hear that youth in Nova Scotia can gain experiences in their own home community.
Yeah. Yeah. And it allows them to build those relationships in the community with potential future employers. And the employers the same going back, they get to engage with the schools and the teachers in the schools and just build solid community relationships.
We learned a little bit earlier today about PPE, about personal protective equipment. How does that work for these youth?
So again, they're currently in safety training right now. They get 6 days of safety training with the NSCC instructors and Construction Safety Nova Scotia. They do get those 2 certifications, as well as projects that they work on. And then they just learn the basics of being safe on a work site or in a shop situation.
That's very cool. So these are opportunities for the students we're talking to today, who are our high school students in Nova Scotia who will be seeing this and then learning about the fact that they can essentially start their trades career now.
Yeah,
That's
basically,
amazing.
that's exactly it. There is 16 is the minimum wage to start in the trades. And yeah, starting it now gives them that head start of whatever their future looks like. And the good thing about it is when they start early and they figure out that that's not for them, it's not such a setback. You haven't put a lot of time into something that's not for you or a lot of money, right? So
Yeah.
it's a great leap.
Okay, so where do they go to apply?
Buildingfutures.ca.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the kiddos before we head off today?
The only thing that I would like to say is don't say that you can't until you've tried it.
100%. 100%. I love that message, especially as a woman who my husband and I built our home over COVID, like physically the things I learned that I can do
Yes.
that I
Yes.
thought I couldn't. Don't let can't stop you for sure. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you giving us this amazing information for our youth.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great to meet you both.